Mic test 1 2 3. Mic test 1 2 3. Guys, can you hear me very clearly? I want to hear some feedback from you right here in our live chat. Is my microphone okay, guys? Can you hear me very clearly? So right now, we are back again for another live AMA. This time, our special guest is Robert Vu, the executive producer and the game lead of Football Battle. So this is in partnership with Comunitas Launchpad. So it is a tier-less decentralized launchpad on the Polygon network. So just simply go to comunitas.net for more information. And of course, guys, check out the official website of Football Battle at footballbattle.co. So $100 in USDT to be given away. Just a little bit of a correction. It's not BUSD, but it's USDT. $20 each for the top 5 AMA questions. So make sure that your questions should stand out, and it should be more creative, more challenging, so that you have higher chances of winning $20 in USDT. So the distribution will be taken care of by the Football Battle team. And they are the ones who are going to decide and judge on who are going to be the top 5 winners later on. So as of this time, we have like 24 minutes remaining before our live AMA would begin, as we are still waiting for Robert Vu to come into our room, okay? So before that, I would like to make a shout out to the following early birds: Wahab Khan, A&D Family Channel, Carol Ballard, Jack Daniel Terrado, YM, hello. Hello to all the early birds out there. Don't forget to share this to your friends. The more, the merrier. So thank you so much, guys, for coming in and support our live AMA with Football Battle game lead and executive producer, Mr. Robert Vu, who is our special guest for today. So good afternoon. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you wherever you are in the world. Okay, so just to give you an idea, I'm from the Philippines, so it's 8:38 p.m. here. We're not sure about that yet, Jack. You might want to ask that later on, okay? Just to remind everyone, guys, that reserve your questions for later, okay? After my Q&A session is over, for you to have an idea about my AMA style. Of course, there are like 3 parts. Actually, for the third part, there's a random giveaway, but in this live AMA, there are no random giveaways. Only the top 5 AMA questions will be rewarded 20 USDT each. So our first part is my Q&A session, and the second part will be, of course, the live AMA from the community. With the community. So guys, don't spam our live chat so that you won't get banned by Nightbot. And of course, spamming of links is not allowed. Suresh, hello. Once again, YM, reminder, Please reserve your questions for later. Don't post your questions right now. Post your questions after my Q&A session is over. There are 20 minutes remaining. So guys, I'll be right back for a few minutes before I'm going to join you again. All right, guys. So I just got back. So we have like a 12 more minutes remaining. We're still waiting for our special guest, Mr. Robert Vu, the executive producer and the game lead of Football Battle, to join us. So we are on a live AMA with Football Battle. Okay. So this is in partnership with Comunitas Launchpad. So it is a tier-less decentralized launchpad in the Polygon network. So just simply go to comunitas.net for more information, and also check out the website of Football Battle at footballbattle.co. And I encourage you guys to follow their official social media channels for you to stay updated about their latest developments. $100 in USDT to be given away. Just a correction, it's not BUSD, but it's USDT, as they've clarified. $20 each for the top 5 AMA questions. So you will be reserving your questions later on, guys, after my Q&A session is over. And of course, just a reminder, don't spam our live chat room so that you won't get banned by the Nightbot. And of course, no spamming allowed. Ten more minutes to go, guys. So yeah, I know that you're excited. We're still waiting for Robert to come in. Okay, guys. So just to give you an idea about the format of our AMA. So the first part will be an introduction about Football Battle by, of course, our special guest, Mr. Robert Vu, the game lead of Football Battle. And then our second part will be the interview session, of course, coming from yours truly, Nomad Fury. So this is, in fact, a Q&A session. And for the third part, of course, this is a Q&A session with the community. Once again, I have to remind you that reserve your questions for later. Don't post your questions right now. And just to clarify, guys, if I'm going to pick your question, it doesn't mean that you're going to be the winner, because all of the questions that were posted right here in the live chat until the end of this AMA, of course, the Football Battle team will be reviewing all of them. And they are the ones who are going to decide on who will be deserving to be one of the top 5 AMA questions. They're going to decide the 5 winners later on, okay? So yes, I have to agree with you, YM. Communitas is the best launchpad. Yes. There we go. Hello to everybody. Good day, good afternoon, good evening. Just wait a moment. Okay, so I'm going to stop share for now. So yeah. We're still waiting for Robert to come in. We still have like 6 more minutes to go. I hope you guys have a great time. Okay, shout out to the newcomers. We have Pandit G. Pardip Mishra. We have Alithea Gaston, Mai Tram Nguyen. Hello, guys. I'm just testing on my screen. I'll be going back to full screen once Robert has come into our room. Yeah, of course. Hey, thank you. Thanks for the feedback. So just sit back and relax. Of course, enjoy our interview session here with Robert Fu. Who is drinking coffee right now? Cheers. Still hot, by the way. Okay, so I think he's here. He's already in, guys.
Hey guys.
Hello, Robert. Good evening.
Good evening, Jeff. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. So we are now live on YouTube. So we've got some community right here who are waiting for us. So you might want to say hello to them first.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. It's very nice to meet you all today, and it's my pleasure to be here today.
Ah, that's good. Nice. All right. So yeah, I think the community is ready. They're excited. Just wait a minute. I have to stop the sharing. There you go. Yes. How are you today, Robert? How are you today?
I'm doing good, doing so well, man. I've been working on the great product with a great team, and it's never been so much better to work on such a great project as Football Battle. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know that there are so many football fans in the world right now.
For sure.
Yeah, especially those who are playing, FIFA, in their computers. Well, this one should be fun, because this is, it's a play to earn concept, especially integrating with NFTs.
Yeah, I mean, like I myself, I'm a big fan of like all the football PC games, like Pro Evolution Soccer, FIFA, everything.
Yes.
I've been through. So yeah.
Yeah, me as well. When I have my my own my own PlayStation back then, I usually play FIFA. My favorite team back then, a football club back then, was FC Barcelona, in which Messi was still there, but I think right now he's on a different team, right?
Yeah, he is. He is. Hopefully one day he's gonna get back.
Yeah. Also, Cristiano Ronaldo as well. I like that guy too. I like it. I like him too. And also the soccer development here in the Philippines is also great. We have we have a soccer league here as well. So despite that, Philippines is hardcore in basketball, but also the football clubs right here is also developing. So we have 1 more minute. Oh, YM said right here on our chat, Robert, please tell us you support Manchester United.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of MU.
Okay. So have you reviewed all the questions that I prepared, Robert?
Yeah, I mean, like I've been through the questions. I think they're great, and like happy to share my opinions and listen to the community's question as well.
Okay. All right. So looks like we're about to start now. So it's time. Are you ready, Robert?
Yeah, always.
Okay. So we're going to begin our live AMA in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good day, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you wherever you are in the world. So once again, this is yours truly, Jeff Caceres, also known as Nomad Fury, and we're back once again for another live AMA session. So this is in partnership with Comunitas Launchpad, which is a tier-less decentralized launchpad in the Polygon network. So just simply go to comunitas.net for more information. Okay, now for our special guest for today, of course, he is the executive producer and the game lead of Football Battle. So guys, please welcome to the show, Mr. Robert Vu.
Thank you. Yeah, it's my pleasure to be here today as well.
All right. And also, I want to say hello to all of our subscribers and live viewers who are tuning in to our live AMA with Football Battle. Okay. So just to give you guys a recap about our giveaway. So the top 5 AMA questions will take home $20 USDT each. Of course, just a reminder also that please do not spam our live chat so that you won't get banned by our bot, and also no spamming links allowed. Okay. So guys, enjoy our live AMA session right here. Okay, now before I'm going to ask you some questions, Robert. It's time for you first. It's time for you first to introduce Football Battle first. So the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Yeah. So a little bit about the project. So Football Battle is one of our like share project between my company. Currently, like I'm the CEO of Easy Games, and also in a partnership with Crowd Hero. It's a platform where like all the incubators companies gonna go there and try to project very great and potential projects. And Football Battle is one of our like core partnership between me and them. So right now the reason why that we get into Football Battle is that we are all like me and the team are like big fans of football games, and we also like really enjoy like playing the game, and we wanted to develop a very innovative gameplay to compete with all the NFT project out there. We want to create a special game that is not only something innovative, but it's also something very fun and can approach a lot of people. So I myself have a lot of experience in developing casual games that capture the large audience. It's very simple gameplay, but it's very addictive, I can say.
All right. So thank you so much, Robert, for that wonderful introduction about Football Battle. Okay. Now it's time for me to ask you some questions. Okay. So here's my first question. Could you share your journey on how you get started into the crypto, blockchain, and NFT space, and what inspired or motivated you in creating and developing Football Battle?
Very nice question. So I myself, I personally like been doing games for the last like 5 years. And I really like the concept of digital ownership, digital asset ownership. And I think like NFT is a great solution, very great solution for just that. So for example, like before you put a lot of money into a game, you buy a lot of digital assets, but you don't really own that. For ownership, my definition of ownership is that when you actually own it, it means that you can sell it to somebody else. Only then that you can actually own the items. When you cannot sell it, when you cannot trade it, it's not ownership. It's like something that you think that you have the ownership, but actually that item belongs to the publishers, right? So I really endure that concept of digital asset ownership. So that's why I personally get into NFT gaming. Football Battle, I think, is one example of just that. We wanted to create a fun gameplay at first, that the game that everybody can join, can play, can enjoy the gameplay. But also besides that, we really want the users to have a piece of that game. The reason why we want that is that it's also becoming a new way to publishing game, right? So before, we have to rely a lot on the store, the App Store, the Google Store, or Steam, for example. We depend a lot on their huge audience. NFT gamings and GameFi and the communities actually give us another way to get the voice of the community to become one of our engine of publishing. So you actually become one of the game promoter, right? So you ask a lot of your friends to come into the game, enjoy the game with you, and by like a large audience, you earn a part of that. So I think that incentive, instead of paying to the big guys, now we're paying back to the community. And I think that's a very fair and square concept of publishing. So that's why I really enjoy creating NFT gamings and enjoying building up such a big community like this.
Okay, so at least you'd share to us your journey towards the crypto, blockchain, and NFT space, and what inspired you in creating and developing a football battle. So thank you so much for that, Robert. Now, for my next question, what is currently the mission and the vision of Football Battle?
Yeah, so the very first mission, as for every game out there, is to create a fun and interactive experience for all the users to enjoy in the game. So in the game, the game right now, we focus a lot on player versus player gameplay, which is you can have a team of 4 or 5 players, and each player is going to be one NFT. So it means that you can own those 4 or 5 players, yeah. And whenever you have those a full team, you can get into the game. You can play with the computer to train your skill, and then you can play with other players, so that inside that games will have a lot of skills, will have a lot of tactics that you can employ to beat the other players. So the fun and interactive experience is the very first thing that our very first and foremost mission. The second mission is that how can we emphasize the set of digital assets, which is the players in the game. So the very first thing is that we want to build up a story for each of the NFT, each of the player in the game, each of the football player in the game. So whenever you own a piece of NFT, you own a football player. We want to make sure that it has some sort of story, so that you can bracket to your friends. You can take out your players and say that, hey, my player scored 5, 10, 20 scores last season. He's been through a lot of different players, and now I own him. And then you can have true ownership, and you're true proud over your team. So that is what we are trying to create within the game.
All right, so at least you shared to us the interesting mission and vision that you have for a football battle. So thank you so much for that, Robert. Now, for the next question, this is one of the most important questions that we all need to know right now, especially for those of you who are tuning in right now to our live AMA. Now, Robert, could you describe how the football battle works in the crypto space, especially the use cases of your token?
Mm-hmm. So right now, as I said, the very first use case that you own a piece of the game, yeah. So that piece is actually the NFT, and it's actually the very prerequisites for you to get into the game in the first place, which is the team, which is the football players. So the very first thing is that you own a piece of the game. The second thing is that we use we have like two tokens, the governance tokens and the utility tokens. Right now, what you can earn with throughout the games is utility tokens. And the whole economy design in the game is articulate using that utility tokens, and you can use that to upgrade your players. You can use that to open like further mission, open further content in the game, and also using that to trade other NFT. So and also like for the governance tokens, I think that's when it is when you really want to like either cash out of the game or you want to invest into the game. So we're using that governance tokens. So those are the two like biggest use case at the moment. But in the future, there are a lot more that we can give into that one. For example, like stacking and trying to for now, if you really want to play the game, you have to stack a little bit in the beginning, but later on, like the stacking will become like one big scheme for you to become like a huge like asset owner of the game.
All right, so at least you've shared to us about how a football battle works, okay, and and also the features that you have, and also the use cases of your token. So, Robert, really thank you so much for that wonderful explanation. And of course, for the next question, I know that there are so many blockchains in the space right now, but Robert, why did you guys choose Binance Smart Chain over the others for your football battle token?
So I think the choice on blockchain Binance Smart Chain is there are like several criteria that we look into. The first one is the size of the network, like how many like people can be traded on there, the volume of all the trading volumes. The second thing is the fee and the speed of that network, and also whether that network is really open to adopt a lot of like innovative projects like us. Actually, we are like not huge project in the first place. So like we have to, also need to partnership with the blockchain that really emphasize the innovation over the size of the project. So Binance Smart Chain is one like satisfy a lot of the criteria that we put into in the first place. So there are other chains as well that are very big at the moment, for example, Ethereum or Solana or Avalanche. But then like we think that Binance is a very good start for us. Of course, in the future, we might consider to open our ecosystem to other chain as well. But that is, I think, is the story of for the long term.
All right, so at least you've explained to us on why did you guys choose Binance Smart Chain over the other ones right now. So thank you so much for that, Robert. Okay, now for the next question, Robert, who are your possible competitors in this space, and what makes your P2E NFT game more unique, interesting, and standing out from the rest?
It's a very good question. Yeah. So and also a very hard one as well. Right now, you can see that there are a lot of like play to earn games on the market, a lot of like NFT projects on the market. What I think that can separate us from a lot of other projects is that the quality of the team that we put into this project. So a little bit about my team that we've been like working on gaming for like 5 to 10 years. The team is very experienced. I personally used to manage a portfolio of like over 1,000 games and accumulated more than 2 billion downloads. So I think that we understand a lot about the user experience. And we think that what makes the game fun, and how to keep the user engaged with the gameplay, with the community, and how to listen to the users. So that's what we really proud of at the moment. A lot of the projects out there, it's I can say that they look good on the website, but actually when you go into the game, the depth of the contents, the innovation of the content is not that much. So that's what we really want to set us apart from the rest, is the quality of the gameplay and the innovation. The second thing is that we try to bring this project for the long term. We don't want to just have another GameFi project and want to like make a lot of money in the first place. We want to make this project like a project that can connect the user to the football community. So bring more people into football, first place. Second thing is that we really want to promote the actual like local football community and players out there. So we do have like a strong vision on how to bring the actual local football communities and the actual players into the game, and having a piece of the game, meaning that you can in the future become a part of that huge community, and the token that you own now later on can become the key to open to a lot of opportunity in the football world. So that's what I can say at the moment, and how we think that we can make a difference in the humongous amount of GameFi projects at the moment.
All right, so at least you explained to us about the potential competitors that you have in the space later on, and what makes you guys unique, interesting, and standing out from the rest of the P2E NFT games right now. So Robert, thank you so much for that. Before we head over to the next question, I would like to remind our live audience, and please reserve your questions for later after my Q&A session is over. And for the sake of those who have came in late, of course, our giveaway is $100 USDT. So that will be $20 each for the top 5 AMA questions. Okay. So let's move on to our next question right now, Robert. Now, could you share some of your achievements from the beginning until now, especially the project partners and investors that you have on board?
For the achievement, we humbly saying that we didn't have like a lot of achievement until now. So because maybe my standard is really high. So far we have like a not so big but very active community on Discord and Telegram. You can join those when you there's a link in the video, right? So I think that you can join our community to see that how active we are, because they are all the very football lovers and football fans. So at least we have something to share. That's our very first achievement. The second achievement is that even though the project is started a little bit like not so soon, but we work on a very fast pace. The game is already like nearly finished, and we are going to release the official version very soon, in this month or by the end of this month. And also, like some of you, some of the users, who already purchased some NFT, they are sent already the demo version of the game. And so far we receive a lot of positive feedbacks from those early players, early investors. And we think that this project is going to be at least a really fun project to try. And also if we can like build up the community much bigger, I think it's going to be a big hit. And what else? I think regarding the investor, we are actually our investor is very relevant. Yeah. So one of them is a billionaire who owned the Southampton FC in Premier League, and he personally invested in our project because he believes that the project is going to be something like big if we can do it well. The vision is there. is really matched with whoever love football. So he personally invests in it. We also like partnership with the YOLO fund from they are like a fund invested by Arsenal club, also in Premier League. So those are very like outstanding investor for our projects. And beside, there are a lot of other investors that I think if you can take a moment to visit our website, and in there we listed all the partners and investors that we have at the moment.
All right. So at least you shared to us about the achievements that you have from the beginning until now, especially the project partners and investors that you have on board. So Robert, thank you so much for that. Now, for the next question, aside from the achievements that you have mentioned, there are challenges as well. Now, Robert, could you share some of the challenges that you and your team are facing these days and how you guys overcome these challenges?
Yeah, so one of the first challenge that we are facing at the moment is the market dynamic. It's always like a huge challenge for any GameFi project out there, because you simply cannot predict how the market reacts. And actually the tokens that you provide, and also the NFT that you own right now, they have the price, and that price depends a lot on the market and depends a lot on how the community react to the project. Yeah, so that's the very first challenge that we are facing. The second challenge is that how can we really understand and listen to the user when the projects, the GameFi, like a lot of GameFi project right now, it offer it's not so much different, but still a different way that you can like play and make money out of the game. So it attract like two different like audience, target audience. So we call them like traditional gamers, and also like gaming investor, retail investors. So the behaviors of two groups are very different. And the second challenge for us right now is how to balance the game so that we can serve both audience, both the ones who really genuinely want to enjoy the game, and the investor who want to see that if I invest a certain amount of money into the game to buy some NFT, what return on investment that we can get. So the economy design of the game is our second challenge that we have to really think about. And of course, there are other challenges, which is how can we manage to like build up on a big vision based on like a limited amount of resource, and the team is also not a huge team. We are a very lean team. We work very fast, but also when we want to scale up, it's also a challenge for us to how to reach out to the global market as well, reach out to global players as well. So those challenges, the biggest challenge. But right now, I think that with a very quality team and good vision, and also like investor and partners on the global scale, we are very confident that we can deliver at least like a good results when we release the game. Yeah.
All right. So at least you've shared to us about the challenges that you and your team are facing these days and how you guys overcome them. So thank you so much for that, Robert. Now let's move on to the next question. Could you share some of the future plans of Football Battle that would excite the community even more in the long run, especially for those who are watching us right now?
Yeah, I think like at least the vision that I share so far, I hopefully is already excited a lot of you, which is very fun gameplay, and the game is going to have a lot to do with the local community and the football players. What we are trying to build at the moment is like a lot of like functions into the game that promoting the gameplay that you can right now you can only like playing with the computer and finding some player to combat with. But in the future, we also like organize like huge tournaments, and the price of the tournaments is huge as well. And also because we are going to involve a lot of the with the community. So I think what we're trying to focus on right now is to how to make the game like a global hit that you can play with a lot of other people out there, and you can using your NFT, you can tell a story about your team. So that is one thing that we really want to emphasize on. That you might be feeling very excited in the long run when the project is finished.
All right. So at least you've shared to us, Robert, about some of the future plans of Football Battle that would excite us in the long run. So thank you so much for that, Robert. Now, for the next question, this is an interesting question of mine, by the way. Now, could you give us some reasons on why we should not miss out the opportunity to try out Football Battle right now? Like, what is it for us if we are on board with Football Battle so early?
So I think like it's never too late. Sorry, it's never too early to join to the game, because as you can see, we have like a limited amount of football players of NFT that we are going to mint. And whoever of you that purchase those NFT the earliest, you will have like a lot of reward and boost within the game. And also like whenever since you can buy those NFT at the original price, later on you can sell them with like, I don't know, huge return on investment, because the game is going to be big. And with limited amount of NFT, if you own it now, with a like couple of $100, I think you can own like a few teams already. So with that amount of investment and the potential of return on investment, I don't think that it's too early to join anyway. And also like for every like sales batch that we have done so far, so we have sold like more than 5,000 NFT, and for every single batch of sales that we had so far, they all sold out like even before the sales period closed. So I think the chance is still there, because we have the market for you to trade the NFT. But I think like joining now, well, you can never make a mistake.
All right, at least we've heard from Robert on why we should not miss out Football Battle, especially on what is it for us if we are on board with this. So thank you so much for that. Okay, now we are on our final question for this Q&A session. So so guys from the live chat, of course, get ready with your questions, okay? Because this is already my final question for this Q&A session with Robert. Now, Robert, could you share your thoughts and opinions about the entire crypto market situation right now, and how prepared are you guys for any circumstances like the bear market we have right now?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. So I think right now everybody can see that we are in the bear market. I don't think that is a either a good thing or bad thing. There's always like chance and opportunity in danger, right? So the market right now, it seems a little bit dangerous, but then if you take a look at it, like the market always go up and down. And if right now the market goes a bit down, but then if it doesn't go down, then how can it go up again? So for me, the crypto market is going to be there for the long run first. Secondly, the NFT gaming is going to be there for the long run, because despite a lot of projects that might turn out to be a bad projects, I strongly believe in the model, the NFT model and digital asset ownership. So the model is going to be there, the crypto market is going to be there. There's no reason to worry about it in the long run. And I think in bear markets like this, is going to be like a very good opportunity for us to invest in the good projects. I don't say that invest your fortune into every project out there. Yeah, because the amount of projects that going to be not exist anymore is going to be big in the bear market. But put like smart money into the long run projects with good team, I think is the best moment to do that right now. So yeah, so be smart with your money, and I think investment chance is always out there, especially in the bear markets.
All right. So at least we've heard from you, Robert, about your thoughts and opinions about the situation right now in the crypto market, especially that we are in a bear market situation and how you guys are prepared for these circumstances. So Robert, thank you so much for that. Okay. Now it's time for our third part of this live AMA, in which we're going to entertain questions from our live community. Okay. So just a reminder for you guys, okay, picking your question right now in the live chat doesn't mean that you're already the automatic winner. The team will be reviewing all of your questions right here in the live chat, and they're going to announce it later on who will be the top 5, in AMA questions, who will take home $20 in USDT each. So let's begin with the questions from the audience. Okay, now first question coming from We can see. So his question for you, Robert, and I quote, does Team Football Battle intend to hold actual tournaments in real life in the future to increase the impact of the project?
Great question. I think you get just what we are trying to do. So we're trying to link the in-game world and the real world. So football battle, I think is going to be a great game, and we try to connect the gameplay with the real world football community and football players. So very likely that the thing that you just mentioned, like a real like actual football battle tournament, is going to be held somewhere in the future. So that's very likely.
Okay, so hopefully that answers your question. We can see. So thank you so much for participating. Now, coming from one of my OGs, Cornelius V. Good evening to you. So his question for you, Robert, and I quote, what made you choose football as the concept of your game? Why did you choose 8-bit instead of more modern graphics? Are you planning to expand to other sports other than football?
Great question as well. I think the guys out there really care about the project. Yeah, thank you for the question. I think like football, we started with football again because like we are a big football fan, and I think like we think that picking some like topic as football for the game for the team to work on is going to be like at least we love the project first. And then only when the team can work on something that they love, they can deliver that love, transform that love into quality, and then deliver that love and quality to the community. So we intentionally pick football as our topic because we all love football. It's the very first thing. The second thing about 8-bit art style, I think it's a very it's not a how can I say, it's not a very widely popular kind of art style. And it for some people they don't look good, but this is what we also wanted to work on, which is our big idea of the project is like we want to stay timeless, to make football timeless. So we also want to connect to the players in the past. And not only the player at the moment. So we want the project like 10, 20 years later, you look back on, the art style is going to be still be there, and you still feel a little bit like nostalgic about the game. And also there's a huge, it's not huge, but like a great amount of like niche audience out there who really into 8-bit art style. And I myself is also one belong to that audience. So the 8-bit art style is going to bring you a lot of like nostalgic and timeless kind of feeling and experience, which we really want to deliver in this project as well.
Okay, so hopefully that answers your question, Cornelius V. So thank you so much for participating. Okay, now we have a flood of questions right here. Let's see. Okay, coming from Long Deptai. So his question for you, and I quote, what are the players' benefits when participating in matches in football battle game compared to the other games? How many NFTs does it take to start the game? What are the tips to buy unique games?
So so you can start with a pack of like a full team of 5 players, and you can start the game. So whenever you have a full team, you can start the game directly. That's the first thing first. The second, like how are you going to what rewards that you earn, like if you participate in football metal matches, right? So of course you earn something back. If you're really good players, then you earn a lot more. But don't focus too much on the earning part yet, because we really want to make sure that you enjoy the gameplay in the very first place. So what you get in the first place is a time well spent within the game, a time well spent with other players in the game. You enjoy the gameplay. After a match, you feel happy, you feel joyful. So that's the very first reward. The second reward is monetary, and for now, we are working on like an economy design that reward the players who are really strong compared to the rest of the audience. So we don't want to make money is become like a huge motivation, like the first motivation for you to play the game, but we want to reward whoever like being really great at that. And because they're really great at that, they make the game much better. And because of that, like a lot more players gonna join into the game, and we want to reward the players who really raise their voice, raise their skill, and build up the community with us. Like I said, it's a new type of publishing. So we want to pay. We don't want to pay the big guy, but we want to pay the money back to the community who help us build up the community. Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully that answers your question, a long depth try. So thank you so much for your participation. Okay, now coming from Carol Ballard, her question, and I quote, the football gameplay is a combination of strategy, sport, and battle genre together. So, how's your game designed to incorporate existing gameplay types? How will the player experience through elements you combine?
Sorry, I just lost you for the last 10 seconds. Can you repeat?
Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to repeat the whole question coming from Carol Ballard. The football gameplay is a combination of strategy, sport, and battle genre together. So, how your game was designed to incorporate existing gameplay types, and how will the player experience through elements you combine?
Okay, good question. I think let's not make a big deal out of the big words, like strategy, card games, they are all like certain mechanics. So we want to combine like different mechanics, but into a cohesive gameplay. So when you join into the game, you have a team, you can combat with other players. And in order for you to make sense of the combat of the PvP, you need to show up, you need to show your skill. And in order for you to show your skill, you need to have a certain kind of strategy. So that when the strategy game come into play, right? The card game is when you have to collect like different type of players, different type of skill set, different type of attributes, so that you can build up your own like competitive advantage. So that's why we choose card game. So the point is not to put everything together. The point here is to know what makes sense for the gameplay. And we intentionally choose those strategy mechanics. We choose the card game mechanics because it makes sense for the gameplay. And hopefully that once you get into the game, you understand why.
Okay, so hopefully that answers your question, Miss Carol Ballard. So thank you so much for your participation. Now, coming from Miss Alethea Gaston, so her question for you, Robert, and I quote, in football battle, there are three types of characters: normal, legend, and expansion. Can you explain the difference between these three types of characters? Does each character type have rarity levels?
Yeah. So for the common, like the rarity will will reflect the chance that you can meet, that you can have those NFT players in the first place. So common is you will see a lot, like the rate of the chance of getting them is huge. Legendary is something that they have like special attributes and skills, so much like stronger, but the chance to get them is much lower, of course. But if you have one, I think it's a good investment because we have a very limited amount of those. For the expansion pack, we want to make those a little bit fun. So those players, they don't have like much higher, they are not stronger than the common ones, but they will have like special attributes. They will have special visual effects. So whenever you look at them, you directly know like he's an expansion pack, because it's not common. He can play as a common player, but there's some special attribute to those packs. So we really want to make it fun and memorable for all the users out there. And also the chance to get those expansion pack is much lower than common as well. So whenever you have a legend or expansion pack, I always think is a good investment.
All right, so hopefully that answers your question, Miss Alethea Gaston. So thank you so much for your participation. Now, coming from Zek Tran, now his question for you, Robert, and I quote, how can a football battle bridge this to attract more traditional players to try new blockchain-based games? And what's your plan to expand the adoption of your project to the traditional gamers?
That's a very big question. I think that question can apply to any project out there, and it's one of the biggest challenge that we're having at the moment. So adopting or like getting the traditional gamers into blockchain game or NFT gaming, especially, is a challenging process because if you are not very clear about why are we making the game on blockchain or NFT, we are going to make it wrong for the people. Going to make the game wrong for the players, for the gamers. Because like I've seen a lot of projects that they focus a lot on the play to earn aspects instead of like focusing on the gameplay experience. So that's why you go into the game and it's more like a speculation kind of opportunity for you. Then it's actually not a game. You're using a game to earn money. We don't want to make that. So that's why a lot of gamers, they are against like blockchain gaming, because the gameplay is not very polished yet. We want to go against that. We want to make the game very fun first. So the gamer is going to join the game because it's fun, not because it can earn you money. The next challenge for that is that once the game is fun, the user experience when you can get into the game, so the user flow is a lot different. For example, on a normal PC game, you register and you can play right away. You can pay via your credit card on the phone, for example. It's very straightforward. But our the way that you like introduce the new players into the blockchain or NFT game is a lot like more. It involves a lot more steps. Like you need to have a wallet, you need to have like tokens there, you need to purchase the NFT, and then you can log in the game. So what we're trying to do right now is to transparent all those process. We try to educate the players that how so to minimize the pain and the operational on those parts and make the game fun. And hopefully when we ease the way for the traditional gamers into the game and they can stay there and enjoy the game, we will solve the problems.
Okay, so hopefully that answers your question, Zektron. So thank you so much for your participation. Okay, coming from Miss Liza Nazila. So her question for you, and I quote, how do you plan to add young talent to the game? Can they be raised during a football match and then attributed to an NFT, or are they auto-generated?
They sorry, can you repeat the question again?
Okay, I will repeat the question coming from Lisa Nazila.
Mm-hmm.
How do you plan to add young talent to the game? Can they be raised during a football match and then attributed as an NFT, or are they auto-generated?
Okay, young talent. So if I understood your question correctly, you means the real players out there, like the real talents out there. Can we introduce the real players, football players, into the game? If I understood your question correctly, then it may belong to our plan in the future that we incorporate the attribute of the NFT to some of the real world players. It's in the plan, but we are trying to find a way to do that in a very that in a way that it makes sense for the players. We don't want to do anything that it just sounds nice, it just sounds fun, but it actually doesn't generate any like gameplay better experience for the players. That could be a very good idea that introduce a real world player into the game. So yeah, it's definitely in the plan for us to try out.
Okay, so hopefully that answers your question, Lisa and Zila. So thank you so much for participating. Okay, let's see which questions that it's kind of really unique. There are so many questions. So guys, thank you so much for participating. Wow. Okay, let's see. Coming from Than Poktan. His question, and I quote, I know that in the process of building and developing the project, there will be difficulty. So, of course, what is the biggest difficulty you encountered and how do you solve that?
Yeah, I think like in the previous question I mentioned once, but I mentioned again, which is I think one of the biggest difficulty that we are facing in the development process right now is how to design the economy in the game. I think a lot of projects that they are stuck in with this, and right now there's no one knows the there's no like winning kind of recipe for a game economy out there that can keep the game like function forever. But I think it also comes from the philosophy that we don't treat the game as a way to just to earn. We want the game to be fun, and earning is one part of the game. But still, the economy design is one of the biggest challenges that we're facing right now. It also depends a lot on the market situation and depends a lot on the community like sentiment to the game. If everything is good on a good day, I think everything makes sense. You put the money in, you can earn a lot more. On a bad day, maybe that you don't earn that much. But at the end of the day, I think that whether you earn a lot or you don't earn that much, the money you spend into the game is going to be well spent, because at least you have the joyful experience out of the game.
Okay, so hopefully that answers your question, San Poktran. So thank you so much for asking. All right, coming from, let's see, Chumi. Okay, so his question, and I quote, why did the project party decide to sell the second box for 18 USD, nearly twice the value of the first box, but the quantity is less? So is the liquidity of the second round box okay?
Okay, so we unfortunately I don't have the numbers at the moment. Sorry for that. I can try to find if I do have some. So the reason that we increase the price on the initial package compare and we increase the price on the latest package is that of course I think like it's a fundamental like investment principle that the initial pack will always be like at a discount price, so that we can introduce the concept to a lot of people out there who are early investor and who really want to support our project. The price of the NFT, I don't think is going to be stopped at either $10 or $18. It can go up to a couple of like maybe to $100. I don't know. It depends on. It also depends on how well you train that NFT, that player, and how unique you can create that character. So I think whether it's $10 or $18, if you join at the moment when the community is still relatively small and packed, you can enjoy a lot of return on investment when once we like putting up the scale of the community and the game later on.
All right, so hopefully that answers your question, Chumi. So thank you so much for participating. Okay, coming from Ozora Hora. So, and I quote, to start playing Football Battle, how much money do I need? Is it required that I have NFT characters or a specific number of FBL tokens to start playing?
Yeah, so at the moment, you can buy any NFT and you will have a demo version of the game so you can try. But in order for you to start the actual game, when we officially launch the game, you need to have like 5 NFT. And at the current price, 5 NFT will equal to $80, roughly. You can also find cheaper options on the marketplace, our marketplace right now. Yeah, try to go to our marketplace, browse through, pick the players you want, gather 5 players, and then you can start the game.
All right, so hopefully that answers your question, Ozora Hora. So thank you so much for participating. Okay, coming from let's see. Eleanor. Okay, her question for you, Robert, and I quote, do you have tutorials or video tutorials for me to learn how to play? If I want to sell my NFT in the future, how can non-gamers like me easily use and understand the technology behind the game?
Good question. So you can always go to either our website, footballbattle.co, or go to any of our like community channel on Telegram or Discord. We have our admins and moderators there, like anytime that's going to answer your technical questions. And of course, the trailer, we do have it on the website already. So take a look, like spend a few minutes there. You can see how the gameplay is going to be and how you can actually like using your team of NFTs players to combat with other players. So if you want to sell your NFT later on, there's a marketplace that you can go into. You can list your NFT there, and there's a tips that if you use your characters in the game, you level up those characters, play with other players. The NFT is going to get more value, and then you can sell it for a much higher price if your NFT players have like much more experience and attribute. So of course you can sell it anytime.
Okay, so hopefully that answers your question, Eleanor. So thank you so much for participating. Okay, next question coming from Vanya. Robert, could you tell us how does Football Battle focus more on the player experience in and out of the game to create a balance for playing and earning?
Yeah. So again, so we focus a lot on the gameplay experience. So with the 5 characters that you have right now, and with the set of skills that we design at the moment, you will have like unlimited way to build up your team. And also with the set of like thousands of NFT that you can choose out there, you will have like a very unique team that I can make sure that no one else gonna have. So it depends a lot on your skill to build up like a unique and very strong team, and to take that team to go combat, go fights with other players, and you will enjoy a lot of fun from there. That's for sure. How to balance the gameplay with the fun part and the earning part. I think we don't really aiming for a balance. We want them to be like complementary. So also the fun is always there. We don't have to compensate the fun for the earning part, right? So we don't have to balance. So besides the fun that every player is going to have, you can also earn. So earning more or less depends a lot on your skill as well. If you're top players out there, we can make sure that you earn a lot, because you're worth that much, right? Because your skill worth that much. Earning part is one way that we want to pay back to the community, that they join us very early, they support our project. So instead of paying like other publishers out there, Steam, Google, Apple, now we pay back to the community, and that's as simple as that. If you look at our game as a way to earn your minimum wage, I don't think it's going to be a great option. Yeah. So honestly, but it will give you a lot of motivation to train your skill, because if you really are one of the best players out there, the reward is huge.
All right. So hopefully that answers your question, Vanya. So thank you so much for participating. So we have like 5 minutes to go before the time is up. So we'll be entertaining a few more questions. Okay. Coming from Suresh Haksor. So his question for you, and I quote: have you guys been audited? Because I have not heard you talk about the security of funds. Is what every investor craves for and plans to escape in case of insecurity, like scams, rug pulls, or so. That's what he meant.
So first of all, we are audited by Change. This very same guy that audited Axie Infinity, the biggest GameFi project out there. So I think they are very prestigious. The second thing is that no, we're not scammers. So don't worry about that. Otherwise, I'm not going to be here. We got audited. The team is long-term and committed to the project, and we have a big vision. We have like huge investor backing us up. Well, I don't think that your concern is going to be there anymore, I guess.
Okay, so hopefully that answers your question, Suresh Haksar. So thank you so much for participating. Okay, coming from, what do you call this? YM. Okay, let's see if I have it correctly. Okay. All right. His question for you, where are the Football Battle team members from? Do you have plans to have a partnership with an existing football club? And what is the history of the game name behind Football Battle?
So the majority of the team right now based in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. I think we are like a huge hub of GameFi projects, a lot of projects based in Vietnam right now. So yes, we are planning to do a lot of partnerships. The partnership is what the game is really, the project is really about. Um, we really want to partnership not only with the biggest team in the world, like Premier League's football clubs like Arsenal or Southampton or maybe Manchester United, but we also wanted to going to reach out to the local teams. We also want to reach out to the local communities because we really want to make this game like a bridge that can promote those activities in local communities, in local teams, and I mean like make this game fun and connect the gaming world and the outside world. Is one of our big vision. What's the rest of the other part of the question again? Or
Like
did I answer
I
it?
think the last question, I think his last question is like you know what's behind the football battle name? Like why did
Ah,
you what's
okay.
behind it? Why did you call it football battle? What's behind it?
Yeah, I mean it's very straightforward, right? We play football and we battle with other players. So straightforward names, according to my experience, simple is always the best. So the game name is gonna be just as what the game is.
All right. So hopefully that answers your question why. So thank you so much for participating. I think we're going down to our final question because we're out of time now. Let's see. Which question is you know, it's something that it's okay. All right. Coming from Morioka Tomona. His question, and I quote, can the cards in the game be upgraded with bots, badges, and kits based on various attributes? What sort of criteria is the upgrade scale based on, and what is the advantage of the badges?
Okay. So you can for this question, I think it's pretty technical, and we can answer that. You can read through our white paper on our website to understand a bit more into the upgrading mechanism. So yes, the NFT can be upgraded inside the game. So that's how you increase the value of your own NFT and can trade it later on with higher price.
All right. So you've heard it from Robert. Of course, I just head over to the white paper because it's kind of a technical stuff. Okay. So Morioka Tomona, thank you so much for participating. And of course, for the rest of you who have asked your questions right here in our live chat, we're sorry that we cannot cater all of your questions because our time is so limited. But don't you worry, guys. The team will be reviewing all of the questions right here in the live chat, and they're the ones who decide who will be winning, you know, the top 5 AMA questions, who will take home $20 worth of USDT each. So it will be announced right here on my official Nomad Fury Telegram channel. So just head over to Nomad Fury official. Okay, so I'm going to type it right here in the live chat. Okay. So guys, thank you so much for your participation and your support right here in our live AMA with Robert Vu. And oh, by the way, before we wrap this up, Robert Vu, do you have some final parting words for our amazing subscribers and live viewers who are tuning in right now?
Of course, of course. I mean, like, thank you so much for this, like, for the amount of questions that you have is overwhelming, but at the same time, I feel so happy that the community is huge here. And I really want to invite you to visit our website, footballbattle.co. And if you have a chance to check it out, our like Telegram and Discord channel, you'll find a lot more useful and updated information over there. And hopefully one day we'll meet in the game, not just on the YouTube streaming. Yeah.
All right, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, our special guest for today's live AMA, of course, the executive producer and the game lead of Football Battle, Mr. Robert Roos. So once again, Robert, thank you so much for your time here with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. See you.
And also, guys, I would like to thank all of our subscribers and live viewers who are tuning in to our live AMA with Robert Vu, the game lead of Football Battle. Okay. So guys, so Robert is now is now offline. So guys, thank you so much for your support. All right. And for the announcement regarding the top 5 AMA, of course, the team will be reviewing all of the questions, okay, before we're going to make the final announcement right here on my official Telegram, Nomad Fury Official, okay? So guys, once again, thank you so much for the support. And of course, before we end, I would like to make a shout out to our official partner, Comunitas Launchpad. So it is a tier yes decentralized launchpad on the Polygon network. So shout out to the entire team of Comunitas Launchpad, especially the CEO, Mr. Robbie G. Okay. So guys, feel free to watch this again right here on my YouTube channel. Share this to your friends for those, especially for those who haven't made it right here in our live AMA. And guys, one more thing, I would like to invite you all to smash the subscribe button, hit like, and turn on the notification bell for more videos, AMAs, and interviews. Okay, so from my freaking home studio, this is Jeff, aka Nomad Fury, and I'll see you all again next time. Thank you all for watching.